Okay, this is part 2 of 12 daily reminders. I'm sort of recording it in one sitting, but I'm splitting up the videos because I don't want any one video to be too long. I did the first 3 in part 1. I'll do as many as feels right in this part 2. So let's jump right back into it. We're on number 4. The principal emotion is my repressed anger. So in the previous reminder, Dr. Sarno mentions that the cause of all these symptoms, pain included, fatigue included, is repressed emotions. And he identifies anger as the primary emotion. But many people have discovered, both practitioners, doctors, psychotherapists, and sufferers like me, like many others, that it's not just anger, and it's fear, it's shame, it's guilt, it's any emotion that can be deemed threatening by the brain, anything very unpleasant. And so don't focus too much on anger and rage and looking for just anger and for just rage. I think all these other emotions are important, and it's not a competition between them. So just when I hear Dr. Sarno say it, I mentally expand it to all threatening emotions, especially unpleasant negative emotions like fear, anger, guilt, shame, etc. All right, moving on. This is number 5. TMS exists only to distract my attention from the emotions. So this is just another reminder of what the purpose of these symptoms is. And as I mentioned before, I believe when these conditioned responses of the brain become entrenched, it becomes very easy for the brain to sort of go down these neural pathways of causing symptoms whenever any emotion comes up that is deemed threatening. So that's just another reminder of that. All right, number 6. Since my back is basically normal, there is nothing to fear. So the focus is on the back, but all of these symptoms and any notions that you have of a structural abnormality, of like something being broken, cellular metabolism being messed up in some way, irreparably damaged, some neurological problems that you think you have, we've got to let go of these notions. So I'm expanding it from just the back, my back basically normal, to just you being basically normal. Obviously, I'm assuming you've been to a doctor, you've been checked out, and all serious conditions have been ruled out. But if you're one of those people who's getting there's nothing wrong with you, or you're getting these functional diagnoses like fibromyalgia, CFS, etc., or you're getting these different, herniated disc and stuff with your back, or tendonitis and all this stuff, read Dr. Sarno's books. He has this whole section where he clearly explains which conditions are not serious and not just gray hairs, just like gray hairs. It happens with time, but it's not a cause for concern. It's not like a problem. It's not something that's going to cause pain or other symptoms. So you basically got to understand that you are fine, you are normal, that you have symptoms, but these symptoms are not a sign of danger, are not a sign of some terrible disease, some irreparable thing, something that you have to live with forever and deal with and manage and suffer. No, absolutely not. Again, you've been checked out by a doctor, and anything serious has been ruled out. Obviously, you have to take that step. But if you're in this big bucket of people who are suffering with all these weird symptoms, and you've developed notions about something being irreparably damaged with you, that's going to generate a lot of fear, and also is false, and it's going to keep you from recovering. Realize that you're fine, you're not broken, and so there's nothing to fear. And once you realize that, now your body and brain have to catch up, and it might take time, but that's okay. basically you can breathe a sigh of relief. You can relax knowing that all these symptoms are now temporary. It's a matter of time until you're completely well again, and everything will be fine. Okay, so the next one is, therefore, physical activity is not dangerous. That's right. So now that you understand that you are well, that you're not broken, that you're not irreparably damaged, once you've let go of all these notions, of whatever notions you have in your head of what is wrong with you, that's so terrible that maybe some doctor told you, or maybe you read on the internet, or you read some study, and it's really like having an impact on you, like, oh my goodness, I'm broken. Once you realize you're not broken, that you're fine, and you understand what's causing the symptoms, you now realize physical activity is not dangerous. And I would add to that, mental activity is not dangerous, because I was afraid to watch TV. I was afraid to talk to people. I was afraid to think hard. Now, I still have some trouble thinking like hard. I mean, like doing like math and stuff like that, like serious math or serious programming, because it's just because I still have some symptoms, but it's just temporary and it's getting easier and easier. And the most important thing, it can't do me any harm to exert myself mentally. Okay, I may not be able to go to 100% yet, but I'm not doing myself any harm by doing any mental exertion. It's just fear that's been conditioned with this because I've suffered so long, and I've learned to associate symptoms with all these different potential triggers, but it's just false. It's false, and I have to undo that notion in my mind, and you have to undo this notion in your mind. So mental activity is not dangerous. Physical activity is not dangerous. Okay? Before, if I would exert myself, I would think that, oh, okay, now I'm going to have to pay the price for it. No, you're not damaging yourself, you're not hurting yourself. The brain might increase symptoms after physical exertion or mental exertion as a way to suck you back in, but you can't buy into that. You got to remind yourself after you exert yourself that this is not a problem. I have not hurt myself. I've only helped myself. And that if the brain chooses to try its silly strategy of sort of increasing symptoms to make me afraid, I'm not going to buy into that. And if you can do that, and you can maintain that mindset, that frame of mind, that no, I know what's going on here, the symptoms will subside and you'll be able to exert yourself more the next time. That's like been my process and many other people's process. And you might have to maintain that frame of mind for a while, for months and months, potentially. Some people have it quick. I don't want to set any expectations that it's going to be slow or that it's going to be quick. It takes however long it takes. But you are not in any danger by doing activity, mental or physical. All right, I'll end part 2 here, and I'll do the rest of them in the next video. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.